Hello, welcome everybody. Chaos with Chaotic Beagle Entertainment. As the name suggests, today's video is basically going to be a upgrade on my current PC build. We are basically going to be taking my current build with its stock fan and the Ryzen 5 2600 that I currently have installed in it, doing a BIOS upgrade, and then switching it out and dropping in a Ryzen 5 5600. A buddy of mine hooked me up with this, and then also hooked me up with the VetTrue. I'm hopefully saying this correctly. The VetTrue V5 CPU Cooler Black. So that's going to be the CPU fan that we're going to be replacing the current stock fan that I have in there that came with my previous Ryzen 5 processor. And then we'll be switching that out along with this processor here. My current build, I will give you guys a quick look at it here. If I can get a good view there. Fun little build. I've got a 2060 GeForce GTX. That's a stock fan there. The 64 gigs of RAM that I currently have installed in it and everything. So we'll basically be taking this fan here and switching it out with the VetTrue, and then the processor will be coming around, and we'll be switching that out with the new big boy. So looking at prices, went ahead with the 5600 and not the 5600X. Did not see a huge bit of difference between the 5600 and the 5600X. So decided 5600 should be more than good enough. Really, this computer build I've had since 2019. It's been doing me a great job. I do my streams on it, do my YouTube videos. I've got a work laptop that I do editing and things on. So it's been taking care of business. I haven't had any issues or any problems out of it. I haven't had to do any kind of rebuilds, slap some extra RAM in there from the first video that I did construction on that maybe some of you all have seen on my channel here. But since then, nothing major. So he was looking at my previous videos and ended up hooking me up with that processor and the CPU fan. So we're going to go through the steps that I went through to do the upgrades, and then also going to show you all basically the 3D or the 3D benchmarks, the stats that I got before the BIOS upgrade, after the BIOS upgrade, and then after we put the whole new setup together. I'll show you the stats, how those pop up after we do the CPU and the fan there. So bear with me here. We're going to switch around a little bit, but yeah, we'll get that rolling here. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it, and let's get to this next part. All right, so to test my system, we used my buddy Percival ended up suggesting using the 3D Mark benchmark software here. You can acquire this through Steam. You can basically download it, and then once you start it up, it'll look like this. You come over here to benchmarks, and basically you just scroll down until you see the DirectX 11 benchmark software there. So I ran this benchmark before doing any upgrades and any tests or anything like that. So with that, what I ended up getting was a first setup stats of 15,917 for the overall Firestrike score. So my graphics score was 19,146, physics score 15,205, and then combined score 7,253. So this was the first test that I had ran. I ended up running another test, but this is the primary one that we're going to use to just see what the upgrades and the updates are. So I ran this before doing any upgrades on BIOS or anything. So the BIOS that I was currently set up with was version F50, Foxtrot 50. And with that, so I was a little bit beyond, the first iterations, the first few versions. So wasn't too bad. That was where it started out, and this is the score that I got. So what we'll do, we'll switch over here, and I'll show you after updating the BIOS what I ended up getting on that score.
All right. So, after figuring out my motherboard and where to get the BIOS updates and everything from, did a quick search online. I have a B450 Aorus M motherboard. The current version that I had, if you search it online, it comes up with a support link. It'll bring you to the Aorus page here. Go to the BIOS, and the version after I had to hit, what was it, F12 while during startup, which brings you into the BIOS settings. After going there, I figured out what version I had, which was the F50 version here. This is what I had currently installed on my system. It does have a red message here that says before you BIOS a new version, you must make sure that you've followed the steps for the F40. Um, but since I am on the F50, no updates or anything needed to be done from this point. The one that is currently the most up-to-date version is down up here at the F64A. So it's got a number of different upgrades and updates. The main one that we're looking for, if you scroll down, is this one right here, the F60, which gives you the updates on the combo and the support for the 5000 and the 4000 series processors. So as long as you've got that one, that's the main thing. But if make sure to double check, read through these, check out some other videos just to cross reference. But I was on the F50, so didn't really need to do anything major. But this is where the most important update was done, was to be able to have a basically unplug my old processor, plug in the new processor, and be able to have everything work smooth and clear. So that's going to be, just something to keep in mind. But go up here, you'll see that the F64A is the most up-to-date one. So you'll click here to download it. After you have downloaded it, it'll download a zip file. Once you go to that zip file and you open it up, what you're going to look for is going to be opening it up, that zip file, and on a thumb drive. I had a spare thumb drive. This is one I use for my resin prints and things on my 3D printers. The main file that you're going to be looking for is this one right here. It's going to be the 64A file type. Um, do the unzip, install this onto whatever thumb drive. It's not a very big file, so you don't really have to have a massive thumb drive to put it on. But that's the main file that you're looking to get on here. So that was, what I unlocked. I downloaded and opened up, unzipped, and dropped onto this thumb drive. Um, so that was that part of the process there. So after you have it on the thumb drive, then you have to go to do the install. And that's what we're going to head to next. All right. So, after figuring out my motherboard and where to get the BIOS updates and everything from, did a quick search online. I have a B450 Aorus M motherboard. The current version that I had, if you search it online, it comes up with a support link. It'll bring you to the Aorus page here. Go to the BIOS, and the version after I had to hit, what was it, F12 while during startup, which brings you into the BIOS settings. After going there, I figured out what version I had, which was the F50 version here. This is what I had currently installed on my system. It does have a red message here that says before you BIOS a new version, you must make sure that you've followed the steps for the F40. Um, but since I am on the F50, no updates or anything needed to be done from this point. The one that is currently the most up-to-date version is down up here at the F64A. So it's got a number of different upgrades and updates. The main one that we're looking for, if you scroll down, is this one right here, the F60, which gives you the updates on the combo and the support for the 5000 and the 4000 series processors. So as long as you've got that one, that's the main thing. But if make sure to double check, read through these, check out some other videos just to cross reference. But I was on the F50, so didn't really need to do anything major. But this is where the most important update was done, was to be able to have a basically unplug my old processor, plug in the new processor, and be able to have everything work smooth and clear. So that's going to be, just something to keep in mind. But go up here, you'll see that the F64A is the most up-to-date one. So you'll click here to download it. After you have downloaded it, it'll download a zip file. Once you go to that zip file and you open it up, what you're going to look for is going to be opening it up, that zip file, and on a thumb drive. I had a spare thumb drive. This is one I use for my resin prints and things on my 3D printers. The main file that you're going to be looking for is this one right here. It's going to be the 64A file type. Do the unzip, install this onto whatever thumb drive. It's not a very big file, so you don't really have to have a massive thumb drive to put it on. But that's the main file that you're looking to get on here. So that was, what I unlocked. I downloaded and opened up, unzipped, and dropped onto this thumb drive. So that was that part of the process there. So after you have it on the thumb drive, then you have to go to do the install. And that's what we're going to head to next.
Alright, so as I mentioned, did a quick restart. I've already done the update myself, but I'll just kind of walk you through this real quick. Basically what you're going to end up doing is during the restart, I have to hit F12, which will bring me to this page. Then go here and hit enter setup. And what you're going to be looking for is you're going to look for QFlash here. So you double click on that. Oh, come on. There it is. Double click on it. So when you do that, it's going to bring you to a page. It'll say update BIOS, or it'll also have save BIOS, but you don't want to do that. You want to go to update BIOS. Once you hit update BIOS, you're going to have this screen here, and the file that's on your thumb drive that you're going to want to select is this one, the .64A. That's the most recent version, so you'll hit that, and then you'll go to the next one, and it'll verify everything. And then you click on here to actually start the run process. So once you start the run process, I believe mine took somewhere in range of 4 to 5 minutes to complete. And then once complete, it will begin to restart your computer. And once it does all the restarts and gets you back to the desktop, you should be on the newest version, which should show in the top corner here. So once you see it in the top corner there, my current version is the F64A, so that's what you are looking for. All right, let's get to the next part. All right. Let's see. There we go. All right. So, took the case outside, gave it a good hose down with the vacuum and the air cleaner. So, case is nice and clean. We're going to go ahead and pull this apart and get it all set up so that way we can go ahead and drop that processor in. There's still a little more dust I actually see, but we got the bulk of it, so we'll get the new processor in, get the new CPU fan on, and hook it all back up, and then we'll go from there. So I'll go ahead and let you guys watch while I get it all hooked together. All right. Well, we got the heatsink mounted in. It was a pain in the had to pull out the RAM. Who was this made by again? This was a fan by Vetru. Be forewarned that this fan is very difficult to get mounted onto the brackets and onto the motherboard. I kept having a situation where I would be able to get 3 screws mounted in well, and the 4th one just would not. Like, I could not move anything or could not easily adjust anything on the bracket to get it in place. Just a heads up. But I was able to. In the process, I ended up stripping out one of the screws, so that's going to be fun later on down the line. But I was able to get it in there. I am now mounting in. So that's where we're at now. About to mount in the fan, put the RAM back, put the fan on, and then get this bad boy plugged in. Did some thermal paste already. We'll get this bad boy plugged in and get to the next part of it. So that's coming up. Yeah, that's where we're at. So give me a sec. We'll be right back, and I will probably go ahead and kick it on and make sure everything boots up properly before I close up the case. So that's where we're at. Give me 2 secs. We'll be right back. All right. Well, here we go. Moment of truth. About to power this puppy on. We got some extra good luck from the lovely wife over there. Let's see if she'll go. All right. Got power there. RAM is going. Fans and everything are going. No, we got good RAM. Keyboard lighting up. Not yet. Well, she lives. Woo, man. All right. Well, let's.
All right. right, so after doing the BIOS update to the F64 Alpha version that we were looking for, ran the Firestrike 3D benchmark again. After running it the second time, we got much better scores. This time around, we got 16,136, which was previously 15,917. So a little over a 200-point jump there. Um, this time around, on the graphics score, we actually got a 19,517 when we previously had 19,146, so a 400-point jump there. This score being 15,293 from the previous 15,205, so not 100, but a noticeable increase there. And then the combined score ended up being 7,281 from the previous 7,253. So about a 28-point jump there. So not bad, just from a BIOS update to get a little bit more out of the processor with that fan and that processor that are on there currently. Not bad. So what we're gonna do is now, since we have done the BIOS update and everything looks solid there, we're going to end up pulling the motherboard, not pulling the motherboard, but pulling the processor and drop the new in there, and then also pull the CPU fan, pop the new one on there, and then see how that does. Once we get the new hotness running, we'll run some more scores and see how that ends up. So, all right, give me a sec, and we'll just hop to that as soon as I get it all completed.
All right, so ran the final test, have our final numbers. So what we'll do, we'll just kind of go through the two different tests real quick and present the final numbers. All right, so the first test that we did was the Fire Strike. The first score that we got before doing the BIOS update was 15,917. Not bad, not bad for a first run. After the BIOS on the Fire Strike score, we received a 16,136. So that's about a 219, almost 220 score jump there. So not bad, not bad. And then after that was after the BIOS update. And then after the update on the CPU fan and the processor from the AMD Ryzen 5 2600 up to the Ryzen 5 5600 normal, not the X, our final score came out to be 18,284. So not bad, not a bad jump at all. A big update. Little bit of updates in the graphic scores. Graphic scores were pretty solid. Probably need a better update on the video card in order to get some bigger numbers there. But on the physics score, with the increase in cores and processing power and everything else, we had, was that almost a 10,000 point jump? Almost. I think it was about 9,100, looks like. Yeah. So about a 9,100 jump on the physics score, and then had a solid jump on the combined score from 7,253 all the way up to a 9,954. So very lovely, very nice updates there. Tested out a few different games, got some nice results on those, so I'm very pleased, very happy on that end. The other score, what we ended up with is, give me 1 second here. All right, so the second set of scores on the 3D Bench Time Spy score, we received for the first one a 6,772 before any updates. After the BIOS update alone, it went up to a 6,800 even. So not bad, not bad. That's a good, what is that? 28, 28 point jump. So not bad, not incredible, but not bad. And then after putting on, so that's again after the BIOS alone, after the BIOS update by itself, and the final score after the video, not the video, but the after the processor, CPU fan updates, and then the BIOS changes, we jumped up to a 7,217 score for the Time Spy score. So not bad, not bad at all. Very pleased with that. Again, a lot of it is just on the CPU score. Graphics score, not a lot of changes, not a lot of updates. So that's the biggest thing there. Graphics score, again, no change in the video card, so no changes on the real graphics of what's going on, but the background processing went from a 5,147 up to a 7,487. So very nice, very, very nice on that end. So that's pretty much all I've got. That's the updates, what we took and what we got, and the process of getting it all in there together. So I thank you very much for joining me today. I am Chaos with Chaotic Beagle Entertainment, signing out on the current recent computer case changes. So thank you all very much. I appreciate every bit of time that you all spend with me making these videos. If you have any comments, questions, or any kind of suggestions below, please do feel free to put those in the comments. I will also put a link to my first video where I put this whole computer together the first time. So if anybody would like to check that out, that'll be in the comments below. Other than that, in the description below, other than that, I appreciate everything you all do. I appreciate y'all coming, hanging out. We are very, very nicely getting along with this computer build. So we're going to keep this one going for a little while. And if I end up doing another build later down the line, I will definitely make sure to share that with you all as well. But for now, we're looking very nice, very tasty, and enjoying the results of what we were able to put in. So I thank you all very much. Y'all take it easy. Have a happy, safe, and fun day. And I will see you in future videos. Take it easy. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Later.